NBA literally extended it another week so teams like the Clippers and stuff could be fully healthy. So they actually gave
Exactly.
other teams an opportunity to take advantage. Like, and they came in. It just, look, if any other team in the league would have won that, it would have been a fair championship. Everyone would have been
Oh, of
talking. Lakers would
course.
have talked. Like, it's just
Of course.
people
It's
love to hate
because we
that.
have LeBron on our team, though. I don't know if it's the organization, but it's because we have LeBron on. He just draws so much, like, yeah.
It's good. It's good. It pays to hate Lakers. It does. That's why all the media and stuff. But speaking of like this team and stuff, and just like, is there anybody on the roster? I mean, and it could even be LeBron or somebody, but is there anybody on the roster that you're really looking forward to this season that you really think may be able to help us? Like a Kendrick Nunn, Walker Jr., Patrick Beverly, guys like that. Is there Dennis Schroeder's back? Any of those guys?
I like Schroeder. I do. I really do. I like Schroeder. Like, Schroeder, he's that guy. He's him. But I want to really, really see LeBron, or sorry, excuse me, AD. I really want to see like AD, like have that, like, for lack of a better word, that like that Steph moment. Like this last year. I mean, who's like, you can't really say anything anymore. Like you've had like, oh, he doesn't perform in the playoffs. He can't do this. Like, he's a great player, but he's not complete without this. Like, I want to see AD have that season that everybody just like, shh, because like back when he was in New Orleans, I saw a different beast. I saw a different like character. But now that he's in LA, I feel like his play style, which his stat line really hasn't changed too much, but the way he plays the game has. And I think that's what people are kind of like looking at. Like, he's not necessarily looked at as the guy, but I really, really want to. I just want to see AD go crazy this season. Like, I just go nuts. I've been an AD fan for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Anthony, like I said earlier, is like Anthony Davis. We go as far as he takes us. I mean, and the good thing is that he worked with the lethal shooter this offseason. The last time he worked with the lethal shooter was the bubble year. He shot like 35% from three. So hopefully that translates. Dennis Schroeder, I think, was a great pickup. And as
Schroeder's quick.
Dramatic
He's
as
quick.
He's good. And as dramatic as he was, as the exit and everything like that, turning down the 84 million, stuff like that was, the beauty was that they were really good. Like, Schroeder, AD, and LeBron worked. They were a plus 15.5 when those three were on the court together. That is huge. Like, that's like one of the top gaps in the league as far as like a 3-player lineup goes. So I do like the fact that we have these guys that can be good, that can be effective, that can really work. Patrick Beverly, I think, is going to be that absolute dog. You need that Dennis Rodman, that Draymond Green, that guy that'll get the technical, that guy that'll, that isn't afraid to tell LeBron to go F himself. Hey, you're messing up. You need guys like that. And then also, I think Kendrick Nunn, I think, might be the biggest X factor on this team, because he is a guy that can do everything. From shot 38% last time he did it, get to the basket, create his own shot, play on the ball, off the ball. He's actually pretty solid defensively. He was the starting point guard for the 2020 the Miami Heat team that we played and we beat in the finals. So he's not afraid of the moment. He's a guy that can step up. He's averaged 15 points a game since he came in the league. He's still very young. That was like our big signing last year that everyone was like blown away and shocked by. Like, no way that the Lakers got Kendrick Nunn for $6 million. Yet here we got him. He just got hurt last year. So it's like we got a new acquisition. And I just think that he's a guy that, like, I'm not saying he's as good, but he could be our Kyrie Irving light. And what I mean by that is, like, the thing we wanted from Kyrie Irving was a guy that could play on the ball, could play off the ball, could shoot, could get to the rim, could finish, do a little bit of everything, be a guy that could be consistent and score. Now, he's not again, I'm not comparing him like skill set. Like, Kyrie's just this elite level. The difference between Kendrick Nunn and Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving can completely take over games, can completely change games, can single-handedly win you games by himself. He's just that skilled and talented. Kendrick Nunn isn't that. But what I'm saying is that the reason I'm saying he could be a Kyrie light is because a lot of what Kyrie would have given this team, he gives this team, and we got him for $6 million as opposed to like $40 million. And who knows? I mean, maybe he isn't, maybe he doesn't, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's like outside of Westbrook, our third best player on this team. And really is a huge impact. Yeah, he's great. The problem is a lot of people don't just kind of forgot about him because he didn't play last year because he got the bone bruise. And so he missed the season. And then there was talks about him maybe coming back. But at that point, the season was over. So you might as well just let him get rested. I mean, we were already out of the playoffs. So why bring him back to do what? So they let him sit. And then, it's been kind of hot and cold the offseason of is he healthy? Is he not? But today they said he's good to go. He's been cleared for full contact, full everything. He's a guy that last time he played averaged 15 points a game. I think 4 rebounds and 5 assists. So he's basically like a 15, 5 and 5 guy. And he shot 38% from 3. He is our best 3-point shooter on the Lakers currently, based on the last time he played his stats. He's like a 44% 3-point shooter on catch and shoot situations. So he's a good shooter. So that could be a huge benefit because you could have him start, you could have him come off the bench, you could have him play with Russ, you could have him play with LeBron, you could have him play by himself. That's huge for this Lakers team.
How many years do you give him before he hits that the Kyrie, or he has that Kyrie factor to him? How many years?
I don't think he'll ever, because he's not that young. He's 25, 26, something like that. But he's good enough to make an impact. He's definitely a guy that is worthy of being a starter on a championship team. You get those guys that they have the stats, but you're if this is he would be a great third option on a championship team. If he was on, I don't know, if he was on Milwaukee or something like that, and he was your third option and they won a championship, people would be okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, he was basically the second and third option on Miami when they went to the finals. And that was the last time Miami was in the finals. So he was a guy that is proven I can be a second or third guy on a contending team because he was literally in the finals and he started for them, he played for them, all of that stuff. He had a game where he put up 20 points or whatever, 18 points or whatever. So if you look at his per 40 and stuff, the guy was a 22 point a game finals guy. So he's really good. It's just can he fit in, find that role? Can they utilize him properly? Will he have an impact? Can he stay healthy? Stuff like that,
Would you have chose Tyler Hero over him?
Probably not. I know, look, I think Tyler Hero is great. There's a reason he can't start on Miami. Even Pat Riley has said, you're not starting on this team because he doesn't play any defense. He's a great scorer, but he's not a guy that can make guys better. He's not a guy that can he's a guy that is just great at scoring. He'll go get you 25 points a game. That's great. And you need guys like that in this league. But how many of those guys are your number? If he's the number one guy on your team, well, you can say the same thing about Kendrick Nunn, but Kendrick Nunn to me is more he could fit in. He's more of a role guy,
more aggressive.
Tyler Hero is more of a borderline second or third option to a role guy. If Tyler Hero was on Dallas with Luka, he would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Just because Luka's so good. Luka's basically your first and second option, where Tyler Hero basically becomes if Tyler Hero is on a team where he's just a scorer, then you're good. Tyler Hero to me is I'd compare him. I don't think he's fully there yet because he hasn't proven enough, but he's still young. I think he's more of a Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell type guy, where we saw Zach LaVine, we've seen Donovan Mitchell as the number one guy, and they don't lead you anywhere. Like, they're really good. They might get you to the playoffs, but they don't lead you anywhere. Like, you're not winning a championship with those guys as your main guy. If their job is just to score, then you're in a good position. So I do think that's basically Tyler Herro's role, what he is. So yeah. But real quick here, let's